Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So in today's video we're going to be doing something a bit different, and we are going to be upgrading the games room. So I am just in the car, as you can see, just about to head out, and I'm going to be getting a new bookshelf to add to the games room. And then when we get back, we're going to clear out a load of the stuff in the corner and get the new bookcase and all the games sort of set out. So let's get cracking and yeah, go and get this bookcase. Okay, so we've picked up the new bookcase. This one isn't actually for the games room. This is going to go into my living room. And then one that I've got in my living room is going to move up into the games room because it all matches. So I'm completely out of breath now. But what we'll do is we will head back now and we will start getting the games room cleared out. Okay, so now we've got the new bookcase all set up and ready to go. It's now time to tackle the mess in the games room. So all of this stuff here is all going to be going. The bookcase that is the same as this one is going to fit in there, and then the box, I've got some boxes, I'll show you down here. These are all the boxes with my sort of controllers, my cables, all my tools for sort of doing work, and I have spares and that, or sort of duplicates sitting there as well. So they are going to be going against that wall just there. So yeah, this whole all the way around is going to be the new games room. So let me get the camera set up and I will start clearing off all of the junk. Okay, so I've got this corner now clear. So what we're going to do is move the new bookcase in, and it will basically slot in here. And then, as I say, all my spare boxes are going to get moved sort of just here. So yeah, it's really going to make the games room sort of fit together quite nicely. But the way that I'm going to set it out is the bookcase, the furthest bookcase sort of to what's normally the left, is going to continue to be just PlayStation. This one here is going to be just Xbox, and then the new one that's going in here will be Mega Drive at the top with sort of Nintendo sort of going down to the bottom. So let's get that one moved in, and then yeah, it will start all coming together quite nicely. Okay, so it's a couple of days later. I have finally got the games room now completely sorted to the way that I want it to be. The third bookcase is in. I've got some new artwork up on the walls as well. So with that said, let's switch to the other view and then I can take you on a tour of the new games room. Okay, we'll start over in this side of the room, and this is the new bookcase that was put in. But up on the wall we've now got a new PlayStation, some PlayStation artwork. We've got my whiteboard there, and yeah, it's got a message to everyone on there. A big shout out to all my subscribers, you are all absolutely amazing. And then I've also got this one on a random wall. So, rules for gaming in my house. So we'll go back a bit, and just down here are all of my storage boxes. So this has got in here I've got sort of parts, consoles to repair and tools. I've got some spares there. I think I've got a PS2 Slim there. Then we've got just some of my cleaning stuff, needs a bit of organisation, that one. Then just some of my recording equipment, controllers, AV cables and power supplies for all the consoles there. Then we'll move up to the first shelving unit. So this is going to be my Fallout shelf. So this has got my Fallout 3, New Vegas and Fallout 4. There you go, I had to think about that one. Collector's editions, and then a couple of sort of extra bits as well. So these are all bits that I've sort of collected over the years. I think I've got a couple more Fallout bits sort of kicking around. I've also got the Fallout 76 Power Arm edition in storage. It's just too big to sort of fit into the games room as it is. Then we move down to my Sega shelf. So this is all my Mega Drive games and my Dreamcast games. Haven't actually got anything else Sega related at the moment. Obviously the Mega Drive was my first console. But I do want to sort of start building that out a bit more, as well as my Dreamcast collection, and I'd like to sort of get hold of a Master System at some point. Then we go back down one more and we've got my Nintendo cartridge collection. So we've got my one NES cartridge, a couple of Super Nintendo games and a couple of N64 games, as well as sort of my unboxed cartridge there as well. And then we move down one more and we've got my Wii and very pitiful Wii U collection. So obviously the Wii U collection has only been started sort of very recently. The Wii U, obviously I had a few games, but I have sort of built that up quite rapidly over the last few weeks as well. Then we've got my GameCube and also my Switch games. I don't think I've actually shown my Switch games before. So there's only a couple there, but hopefully we can start getting them in the CEX Game Challenge as well. Then we go down to the bottom shelf, and I'll move my camera bag out of the way. We've got my DS and my 3DS collection, as well as my unboxed Game Boy cartridges as well. So this has been building up quite fast actually. We've had a couple of sort of big lots of DS games recently, or since starting the channel should I say. But yeah, really happy with that. I'll put that one back. This actually just come in one of the lots that I got, and it was brand new, so I thought, you know what, I'd just keep it around. Not something I've actually bought myself. Then we move on to the next bookcase, which has got my 2 Atari copies of E.T., my GameCube Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller, and also some Res Evil Blu-rays as well. What I am actually starting to do as well is get hold of sort of video game themed films on Blu-ray if they're out. If not, then I'll get DVDs. but you should start seeing them sort of prop up on the channel in the next few weeks. Then we've got the first shelf of my Xbox games. So most of these come from the big sort of Xbox collection that I bought the other week. I can't remember when you saw this. It might have actually been the last video actually that you would have seen that one. But yeah, so, and we move down, we've got the second shelf of my Xbox games. So yeah, we've built up the original Xbox quite nicely. Obviously we are able to sort of buy quite a few of them as well when we do the CEX challenge videos. So hopefully that will carry on. Then we've got the first shelf for my Xbox 360. And then the second shelf. I have actually got all the shelves organised in alphabetical order as well. I'm hoping that if I start that way, it will be easier to manage going forward. And then the final shelf is my Xbox One games. So yeah, obviously that as well has started to sort of really build out quite quickly since starting the game challenges. Then we move on to the middle bit. So right up the top here, we've got my big box copy of the original Grand Theft Auto on PC. We've got Duke Nukem Forever Special Edition. We've got the Portal Potato S kit. We've then got Grand Theft Auto 5 Special Edition and Wolfenstein the New Order Special Edition. We've then got a little Hitman figure that I got at one of the gaming conventions that I've been to. My black Game Boy Pocket, my new 3DS, my black and my silver 2DS. Then we've got this, which was actually come in one of the DS lots that I bought a couple of months ago. It is just a sort of, it's a Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story stylus. So it's quite interesting, so I thought I'd keep hold of it. We've then got my Hello Kitty Game Boy Pocket and my silver Game Boy Pocket. My DMG, the reason my DMG Game Boy Pocket isn't up here is because I'm actually filming this before I filmed the repair video on it. So it is still just down there in the box. But we've got my TV there. I sometimes sort of hook up my consoles to that, but mostly I play them sort of on the monitor on my desk. Then I've reorganised my consoles because I have finally brought up my Xbox One into the gaming room. So we've got my original Xbox, my Xbox 360 Slim and my Xbox One. Then actually down the side we've got a brand new set of Move controllers and my iPad. We've then got the brown box is actually my, what was the name of the console? I can't remember the name of the console. I will stick a picture of it up right now. It was one of the sort of first streaming, game streaming services. And I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And then down the bottom we've got my boxed Wii as well. That is box complete as well. Then the first shelf we've got my Xbox, my PS1. So that is the first sort of slim version of the PlayStation that was released. We've then got my PlayStation Mini. We've got my black PS2 Fat Edition. That was actually mine. I bought that from brand new. And then you'd have seen sort of on a video a little while back, I got the silver one. We've got the slim PS2 as well. Once again, that was mine from new. We've then got my PS3. We've got my PS3 60 gig. So that is the backwards compatible version. And then my PS4 just sort of slotted in at the end there. Then we've got down here on the next shelf, we've got my Mega Drive and my Dreamcast. And in the bottom shelf, we've got my Super Nintendo, my GameCube with screen and Game Boy
connector, and also my N64. So absolutely love the way that the consoles are set up. Obviously I'd like to do something more with the PlayStation shelf. I think it looks very cluttered, but I will have a look at doing something with that at some point. Then we'll move over and we've got my electric guitar. You will actually be seeing that in an upcoming video. I'll explain a bit more in that video when we get to it. And then just down there is all of my sort of green screen and sort of extra lighting. And then what we'll do is we'll get to the PlayStation shelf. Let me just move my guitar out the way. And there we go. So first off, we'll start at the top. We've got my Menacer, which is the light gun that was released for the Mega Drive. We've got my DedSec edition of Watch Dogs. Then we've got some PC games. We've got Star Trek Borg, So Blonde, Black and White, and Dovetail Euro Fishing. We've got my Steam Link console. That's box complete as well, along with my Japanese copy of Super Mario 2 on the Famicom disk system. Then we move down, we've got my PlayStation 1 games and controllers. So the controller just here is actually for the PlayStation Mini. I still need to get a early version of the PlayStation 1. But yeah, not too many games for that. Obviously it's quite a struggle now to find them at a decent price. Then we move on to my PSP. So we've got the PSP 2001, and then some PSP games behind it. Then we've got the first shelf of my PS2 games. We've got 3 different controllers just there. And then below that, we've got the second shelf. And then we move down one more, we've got my PS3 games and controllers. We've also got, you'll just see just there, that is an American Netflix disc. So that would allow you to watch Netflix on your PS3. It goes into the drive, it reads it, but as soon as you try and connect, it doesn't actually work anymore, unfortunately. Obviously that's because there is now a Netflix app. And then we've got Book of Spells, which was brought out to work with the iCamera, and it's basically a Harry Potter type game. Then we move down the bottom, and oh, I forgot to move them. So these are just either sort of disc only or cases that are missing the discs. So I'll move them off to the side. Then we've got my PlayStation 4 games and controller. And then that's an aftermarket PlayStation 1 controller that I got in one of the Facebook Marketplace lots. So yeah, that is that. And then on my windowsill, we've got my Super Mario Bros. 2 Black and Blue 2DS. That's boxed in a protective sleeve as well. We've got my SNES and NES Classic. We've got my original Game Boy. So this was one that I got for Christmas one year. The box has been replaced. It is a replacement box, but the actual Game Boy itself is completely original. We've got a brand new DualShock 4 controller. We've got my, this is not the box for my PlayStation Classic that's on the shelf. This is a brand new, sort of unused sort of PlayStation Mini that I bought, that I got, sorry. Both the PlayStation Mini and the SNES and NES are all new in the box. They've never been opened, never been played. And I just need to get a box protector for that. And then the white box just behind it is my Gran Turismo 4 press kit. So I've got number 483 out of 4000. So yeah, that is that. And then the last little section we've got is obviously the corner of my desk. So this is where I film sort of all of the repair videos. We've got my solder station there. Obviously this is where I also do my live streams. So what I'll do is I'll have the console plugged, set up on the desk here. I've got my webcam just up the top there, and this is where I sort of do all my live streaming from. So that is going to be the end of the room tour. So let me just switch back to the other view and then we'll get the video closed out. So that is the end of the tour of the new games room. The thing is with the games room as it is at the moment, the room that I'm sort of set up in is very, very small. Originally it was just going to be sort of an office, and it's kind of sort of turned into a games room sort of over time. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way it's set out. Obviously really, really happy to have that third bookcase in. And worst case scenario, if I needed to add another bookcase in, I could probably add it in on the wall, which at the moment I've got the PlayStation artwork on. But yeah, as I say, I'm really happy with it. Let me know in the comments down below sort of what you think of this new setup. And yeah, with that said, that is going to be the end of today's video. So thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed sort of taking this bit of a tour of the new games room, as well as sort of the update that we've managed to succeed in. And yeah, with that said, I will see you on the next one. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.